Staffel.
Here.
Mrs. Closer is absent. Dr. Loughlin. Here. Mr. Merle Music.
Here.
Mr. Merle Music is absent. Mr. Petracca.
Here.
Mr. Bethco.
Here.
Mr. Tolman.
Here.
Mr. Urban.
Here.
There we go.
Thank you, Mrs. Borowski. At this time, Mr. Maples will discuss the executive session that was held prior to this meeting.
The Board of School Directors held an executive session at 6 o'clock. Among the matters discussed under personnel, there was a personnel discipline matter concerning an aide. There was also discussion of a personnel discipline matter concerning a custodian, and then an Act 93 employee discussion. Under negotiations, there was brief discussion of the PSEA negotiations. That's
Thank you, Mr. Maples. Do you want to do the solicitor's report?
I'm sorry, no report, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Maples. Going into education and planning, Mr. Repko.
Thank you, Mr. President. Student reports from Diane Marie.
Hi guys, so for the senior high, one of our updates is that we had homecoming on Saturday. We had 740 students attend this year's homecoming. The event included dancing, refreshments, food, and a bonfire, and the dance was very well attended, and students thoroughly enjoyed having the dance. With academics, quarter one ends on Monday, October 28th. GLSHS students were chaperoned by Mrs. Shannon and participated in the Kennemental Next in STEM Day on Thursday, October 3rd. Over 250 student applications were submitted to WCCC by the high school students for the dual enrollment college and high school opportunities for this year. WCCC is one of the 6 enrollment and high school college opportunities that partner with GLSHS, and the others include St. Vincent, St. Francis, Seton Hill, Mount Lucius, and most recently UPG. The number of students' applications submitted to WCC is up significantly from last year. The high school capstone class welcomed Burrell High School's capstone cohort to work together at Rotary Park with BHAS. From the arts category, the high school choirs performed at the homecoming game this past Friday on October 4th. The chamber choir joined the marching band in the homecoming parade, and the combined choir sang the national anthem at the game with accompaniment from the choral alumni who were back home for the game. The art gala event on the evening of Thursday, November 14th, and a preview of the art gala artwork for high school students will be on October 29th during the school day. With the athletics, the boys golf team are section champions and will compete in the WIPIO playoff levels this month, and multiple fall sports teams have winning records to varying degrees and are on pace to make the WIPIO playoffs. For career and future readiness, the annual financial aid night for parents for the class of 2025 seniors occurred on Tuesday, 10/1, and this event allowed the high school guidance team to help share post-secondary school and financial information with all in attendance. My mom loved it. The usage of Smart Futures continues in increasing numbers beyond last year and at this time for all grade levels. There will be additional staff training in the near future to help maximize the software for all staff and students. And for citizenship, the Key Club and Interact Club donated hundreds of dollars worth of food to the Westmoreland Food Bank as a result of the collection during the school week of 9/23 and at the football game on Friday the 27th. Thank you.
How many students get into dual enrollment with 3 Cs?
There was 250 that applied, over 250 that applied.
Okay, starting with all 3 of the elementary schools, October 16th is Unity Day, and everyone's expected to wear orange. October 28th through November 1st is Red Ribbon Week. November 1st, all 3 schools will have their Halloween celebrations, and October 22nd is the 6th grade camp information meeting in the ECSC at LES. Starting with LES, the Fred Rogers Young Scholars from St. Vincent College will be working with grades 3 and 4 friendship groups at LES. October 10th is LES's Wildcats Walk for Wellness. October 17th is School Picture Day, and October 24th is the Fire Prevention presentation from grades K through 2 in life skills. Moving to Mountain View, September 27th, annual wellness walk was a great success. October 3rd is School Picture Day for them, and October 13th is Trunk or Treat. Today, grades 1 and 2 had their fire prevention presentation. I actually got to watch this because I'm in the mentorship class at Bagley, so I was in Mrs. White's 2nd grade class and I got to see it. It was a good refresher for me too. VES second graders partook in an online lesson today as well, and this was a collaboration with St. Vincent College students. October 9th is Bagley School Picture Day. October 17th will be the Westmoreland Land Trust presentations for 4th grade classes. October 18th is Class Picture Day. VES Trunk or Treat takes place on October 20th, and October 24th and 25th will be the still workshops for the 3rd grade classes. Are there any questions? Thank you.
Maddie, you talked about being in a mentorship class.
Yeah,
Can you explain what that is?
So Maria's in it as well, and it's just for career interest. So I want to be a teacher. So I'm going to Bagley, and I'm just going through different grade levels just to see what grades I like best and what, the age groups. And so today I was in 2nd grade and 1st grade, and then I think I'm with them for a couple days, and then I'm just like kind of rotating through different grades. And then I'll actually be with my mom for the month of November, and at the end of November I'll teach a lesson to her class and just kind of, so it's kind of like a preview of what career path you want to go into, and it's actually been really helpful. And I know you like it, you're going to a boutique, right?
I love it. I go to the Paper Heart in Latrobe. It's a boutique, and I would like to have a boutique when I'm older, and I would like to own a business, and it has been absolutely fantastic. I know I've only went for one day, but I love it so much. I told her, I like stayed a half hour extra. I was like, keep me here for the rest of my life, like I love it here. So I love, it's such a great class to get me immersed in like my future job.
And that's a class.
Yeah, it's called mentorship. We leave the school at 1 o'clock, and we go out, and it's great.
Yeah, it's a really good opportunity. It just kind of helps you, even if you don't know what you want to do, and you can just kind of see it in yours. You can do, I think, multiple. So if I
Yeah.
want to go to the elementary schools for half of it, and then I could go to like a boutique for the other half. I was like half like going towards education and half business, so you can kind of just see your options. And it's been cool. We only went for one day, but we both liked it a lot.
There's a girl who's with me. She's going to the airport to actually work with Spirit Airlines to like look at their flight attendant stuff. It's so cool.
I do have another question then. Are any of the student organizations that you know of or PTOs or anything doing anything for hurricane relief? Has that been discussed at all?
We brought it up at our last Key Club meeting. We have another one scheduled, so we definitely want to look at that. We just brought it up. It was just like a small conversation, but we definitely want to do something with it.
The mentorship class is done with Mrs. Yetter, who's the Career Pathways Coordinator at the high school. And the fact that they are able, going into the schools, obviously we can provide schools to kids, right? We have. But like going to the Paper Heart is, that's a relationship that Mrs. Yetter has built with a local business who's willing to accept a student to have them figure out, both of them seem to be very interested in what they're doing, but I think it's just as important for them to figure out what they don't want to do as it is for them to figure out what they do want to do. So, glad you have those opportunities.
Yeah.
Thank you, ladies. Next week, we're going to ask you to move on, approve Ignite Education Solutions Agreement for this school year. Approve the UPMC Western Psych Hospital Train-the-Trainer Crisis Intervention Program. Approve Special Olympics Pennsylvania United Champions Schools Memorandum of Understanding. Next week, we're going to ask you to approve the overnight and out-of-state field trips as listed. The curriculum committee meetings are attached, and that completes my report, Mr. President.
Mr. Director, can I just add in there, the enrollment report is attached. If you have any questions, just let me know. Just give me, that's okay, no problem. It is attached, if you have any questions, just let me know.
Going into finance, next week we will move to approve the treasurer's report and payment of bills, and we will approve gifts, grants, and donations. The finance committee meeting minutes from September 10th are as attached, and the next finance committee meeting will be Tuesday, November 19th, 2024 at 5:30 p.m. in the senior high school library. Going into facilities, operations, and planning, Mr. Dockel.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just like to talk to the board, Mr. Thomas wanted me to bring up a couple of things. Just to give you guys a heads up coming up on your preview, I guess. Siemens gave a presentation August now, right? Was that August, Mr. Thomas? A couple months ago. And SHP is going to be giving us a presentation next month. So if there's any questions you guys have, want to have discussions up in the open here, we can have that next week, or send an email to Mr. Thomas if you have any questions. If we're gonna do anything with Siemens, and if we're looking to do anything, try to do anything next summer of 25, we need to start looking at some stuff. So, we can discuss that next week, or if you have any questions, send it off to Mr. Thomas. Also, we'll ask to move on authorization of Memorial Stadium improvement project next week. An approval of architectural services proposal next week, and facilities operations and planning committee minutes are attached, and the next facilities operations and planning committee meeting will be Wednesday, November 6th at 4:30 p.m. at the administration building. That concludes my report, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Goff.
Sorry, also for a second.
Going into student activities and recreation, Mr. Petrarca.
Yes, no report at this time, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Petrarca. Community relations, Mr. Urban.
Yes, next week we'd like to take a vote on the approval of the school resource officer agreement between Greater Latrobe School District and the City of Latrobe. Also would like to get approval of memorandum of understanding with the City of Latrobe Police Department. Also approve the memorandum of understanding with Pennsylvania State Police. And also move on to Greater Latrobe Parks and Recreation meeting minutes, August 15th, 2024. Next Greater Latrobe Parks and Recreation Commission meeting is Thursday, October 17th, 2024 at 4:30 p.m. Latrobe Municipal Building. And that is the extent of my
Thank you, Mr. Urban.
I just, under Mr. Urban's report, the memorandum of understanding with the City of Latrobe and the Pennsylvania State Police, those are required by the state, and they have to be renewed every 2 years. So ours are up for renewal in October, which it's a standard agreement. It just basically delineates what they respond to. You have the Pennsylvania State Police that deals with Bagley, Mountain View, the junior high and the senior high, and then you have the City of Latrobe that deals with LES. It's just, we have to turn them into the state, and they have to be informed.
Thank you. Going into the Westmoreland Intermediate Union, Mr. Toman.
Thank you. The summary and executive report of the WIU board meeting minutes are attached. The next WIU committee meeting will be held Tuesday, October 22nd at 7 p.m. at the WIU location. And that's everything for the IU. Do you want me to go over the EWCDC?
Sure, if you want to.
In Ms. Kozar's absence, next week we're going to be asking to appoint Dr. Rhonda Laughlin as the Greater Latrobe School District replacement representative to the EWCTC Joint Operating Committee. And then finally, the EWCTC Joint Operating Committee minutes and Director's report are attached. The next EWCTC Joint Operating Committee meeting will be held Wednesday, October 23rd at 7 p.m.
Thank you, Mr. Toman. Going into board policy and PSBA liaison, next week we will approve the first reading of board policies listed below, and that concludes that report. Going into transportation, we will move to approve additional 2024-2025 DMJ transportation. Approve new bus driver. Going into technology, there is no report tonight, and the next technology committee meeting will be Tuesday, October 15th, 2024 at 5:30 in the CSE. Then going into superintendent's recommendations, Mr. Karanka.
Next week, I'll ask the board to move on the resignation that is listed there tonight. There may be others, I don't know, but you have at least one for next week to approve professional personnel substitute teachers as listed. Again, we could see additions before next week. Support personnel appointments classified. We have a substitute food service worker, and there is an attachment that will be on the agenda next week to approve school clubs, officers, and advisors for the 24-25 school year. in other business, there is a litany of things there for you to look at. I think most notably, we're like at mid-quarter of the first quarter. It feels like we just started, but it's amazing. Before you know it, it'll be Halloween, and then it'll be Thanksgiving, and we're off and running. The time does fly by. Again, if you have any questions on any of the things listed there, I'm not going to read them to you. Board meetings, we have a regular meeting next Tuesday, October the 15th here at the CSC, and then a note, only one meeting in November. That's on November the 19th at 7 again here in the CSC. Mr. President, that concludes my report.
Thank you, Mr. Krumka.